There we go. That should hopefully fix it. Thank you for letting me know. Huh, weird. Must have had some sort of mess up when I had to restart things. My internet's been acting weird. It just randomly has died like twice. And I guess the last time it did that, YouTube didn't restart correctly. Figurating screens. Weapon skill. Medicae. Until the end of combat, all toxin burning effects from the enemy source inflict on the one of the targets armor and deflection the damage of all bleeding enemies. Despite their armors, you'll suffer from any damage or chance enemies suffer an additional since the damage from these effects. Enemies combat enemies suffer bleeding, burning, and toxin. Level of each effect is applied equal to character's level divided by 10. At the end of combat, all the execution results are healed by damage over time effects instead of suffering damage. The number of wounds restored is equal to the amount of damage that would be dealt by all modify. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. So let's go with does it hurt? Toughness. Athletics. Let's go with Gift of Torment. Okay, let's go do Terrifying Strike. Common Talent. What's up, Medicae? Go Bleeding Stigmata. Toughness. Athletics. Let's go with Deep Laceration. Toughness. Advanced Skill Medicae. All enemies in combat immediately suffer that. An Exemplar. Oh! Let's go with that. For more strength. Let's do your archetype, bounce on it. Let's start Bloody Rush, Bloody Requiem. Death Warden. Now, Medicae is determined by weapon skill instead of intelligence. She does actually have pretty high intelligence. She has a much higher weapon skill, though. Medicae. So, Interior Archetype. Master of Torture, I think. Ooh, unbearable presence. Let's go with that. Characteristic, agility. Common talent. Dual weapon combat. First tier archetype, Veil of Blades. Choose a skill, Medicae. Exemplar talent. Oh, I just now noticed your messages because BotRex wasn't working. Sorry about that. Gonna try. Yeah, I've been streaming for about 2 years, and there's always been like just weird issues on and on and stuff. Anyway, we got on bot. But yeah, there's always been like just weird issues for unknown reasons. My new computer definitely did fix a lot of the issues I was having, but internet has always been like just a weird recurring issue. I don't know if it's an issue with the router I have or just with like the location of my computer or anything like that, but yeah. It's always been a weird mess. Weapon skill. Eh. So into your archetype ability. Another bot. Be gone, bots. Yeah, what the crap. Why now? Where did they come from? Oh, Gift of Torment. Start upping weapon skill. Into your archetype ability. Running out of ideas of what to get. Let's go up here and get just a flesh wound. But Botrix, suspicious. Botrix is the a bot program that I use. It's what allows me to have all of the chats relate at once. So that's how the chats from YouTube, Twitch. Oh, just trolling. Oh, okay, sorry. Let's go with just a flesh wound. No, not just a flesh wound. go Bloody Mess. Use a common talent. Weapon skill. Oh, Medicaid is maxed out, so let's go with awareness. Simpler talent. Infection under fire. +5 to everything. What does that bring her total stats to? 225 wounds, 90 agility, 80 toughness, 80 strength, 85 weapon skill. That's pretty good. Spinner's Master. The wearer has 10 or more stacks of blood blessed. The game +1 resolve. Okay, that seems pretty hard to get. Light Spinner's Breastplate. Raise priority plus agility bonus dodge and parry against melee attacks +5 agility. Okay. Anyways, let's look through my stuff and see what better stuff I can give. Dictionary affects all adjacent cells around the wielder. Oh, that actually is sounds pretty good. Here, have that. You can do a spin and just whack everything. Occult weapons gain the following: -18% to the target's parry, +4. Each attack they make. This attack stacks until the end of each round. Dual wield. Be fancy. Okay, and then for your light armor, actually that's pretty good because that gives you a lot more dodge and stuff. You don't really need the armor. I'll let you stick with your stuff. Helm. Just keep your helm. Camaraderie badge. +12 to protects against human enemies. +5 to Medicaid. Let me guess, this is based off of Medicaid. Oh, strength plus int bonus. Ah, okay. Well, still pretty good. Oh, more Medicaid. Gloves. Plus 10 strength, plus 5 toughness. Boots. More parry, and parry does reaction. Or should I go spiked boots? Just throw bleeding all over the place. Let's go with spiked boots. Let's do the bleeding. That sounds fun. Dual weapon cloak. Yeah, let's go with all that. That feels pretty good.
Keep your wits about you.
Servo Overseer makes a note of everyone who passes by its station. Every time. Could I make a logistic nightmare by just walking back and forth? So another bribe taker yesterday, he's nothing like the rest. Last captain, he turned blind eye to everything. Traffic controller. Or traffic stable, passing traffic safe, I serve the dynasty. Loot. Scribe, traffic controller, scribe, a bunch of people. Heard the Lord Captain himself stopped by our bay. Yeah, I'm right here. Yes, and he looked right at me. When Lady Good just learns of this, she'll promote me to the middle decks. I was waiting for blood splatter. Oh, speaking of blood splatter, is that blood? Can't be. Scrubbed the deck 3 times right before the rogue trader came. Boy, take me. The captain will have our heads. Is this the welcome you give the rogue trader? Applehead's nostrils flare in anger. For the audacity to leave behind this appalling symbol. See too that Master Arms calls them to account herself. Corner of the mouth twitches nervously as he mutters, "Damn those! How did they even examine the mark? You've seen this sort of symbol before. Death cultists carve bleeding marks like this into their own skin. Bill carves the same symbol on the back of her hand with a knife and whispers a prayer. Dumb and Lesh, remember the sign is the beginning of your quest, the first blood trail." Do you know what this mark is? The symbol is one of the symbols associated with the blood-spun web. What was it called again? The Song of Trailing Blood. I think it's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. Heard Spanners say it when they, well, perform their signature acts of service to the Emperor. Prince White takes a deep breath. The soundless shadow sank into the dark. Slashed feet crescendo a fatal dance. Blades sawing on tempo, edge and echo. Twin odes to death rose, and now on her sacred blood, as she once trod the backs of foes, tread countless souls, but none who know. Memorize the verse. Why? I took up my post here. Made sure to familiarize myself with all the particular qualities of this compartment. Soon heard about the verse and decided to investigate. Question number of people who follow the blood-spun web, as I was trying to figure out if there was anything pernicious about it. Eventually, I learned the whole thing. Frowns. The words are certainly strange, but it's nothing worse than that, it seems. It was a song of trailing blood. From what I can tell, it's something like a prayer with several verses that tell about the life of one of the cult's saints, Irania, or the matriarch Spire, as they call her. Why they leave us mark here? It has something to do with them inviting you to visit their temple. Maybe they're trying to get your attention. Apologies, Lord Captain. I'm no good at deciphering their disturbing riddles. So I'm invited to follow a trail of blood, it seems. Accept the spinner's invitation. Find what you're looking for and return to the upper deck safely, Lord Captain. I think you can make out the letters well into the intricate symbol and through the meaning of each individual letter alludes to, although they mistakenly form an arrow pointing in a certain direction.
Is there money to be made?
Welcome to the lower decks.
Avoid coming here. But how can one live aboard the flagship only to turn one's back on the core that gives it life?
Wow.
Can just as easily take a life too.
Dude, they're really spouting crap.
A fancy to your boots.
Local doors lead to them person's living quarters and the hub's provision depots. Before it works out, do you have any idea how much it costs? These people actually have voices. Nice. There, 57 ration cards. That's all I've got, I swear. Spent the rest on Rot Gut again, I'm guessing. I'm not doing you any more favors. Give up the drink or get used to life in the pestilence pit. I'll be hit by a train. Wow.
I always have a backup plan.
Medkits. Inspect the enforcer checkpoint. The longer you stay at the mark, the quieter the sounds of the station become. The shadows grow longer and seem to stretch in the direction of the adjacent section. Creepy. The plainclothes enforcer, well, more of a posture clothes. Anyways, they're up to something, trying to play us for fools. Me too, except that wasn't quite how I imagined it.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Just look over there. No, don't cop. It's a road trader. Glory to his Lord Captainship. Burnt man, help me. It hurts. Mercy, please save me. Young man gasps for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. His skin is dripping from his gaunt body like melted wax from a candle. His eyes, somehow intact, alive, clear, and filled with pain, stare at you from under his caked eyelids. Who are you, and what happened to you? I am Veli, a cleaner. I was in my house, asleep, and forcers came, set fire to it. I didn't make it out in time. Some forces of Medicaid personnel in here now. There's a man in need of revival. Once he has recovered, it's time to be ascribed as apprentice. He is too badly injured to go back to a worker's life. Blissful smile twists the man's lip, and a tear forms at the corner of his ruined eye socket. God Emperor has sent you to save me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. Never forget the mercy the Lord Captain has granted you. And a dying one is ready to accept soul and must be sent forth. So will it be freed from the torment of the flesh. Yet you have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. You know anything about the mark next to you? He tries to turn his head, his blackened skin crunching as it's opened the scarlet cracks. A spinner came, painted the symbol. And he gave me water and whispered a strange verse. Told me to memorize it and to recite it later so that help would come. And here you are. And I should. Begins to whisper, his lips twisting in pain. To suit smirched soul, her mercy seated grant. Last breath express, knife met heart. Removed from chest, passed on to death, her duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer anguish and distress, a longing brought to rest. Immortal bonds the soul divest. That was on the way, just hold on a little longer. Of course, thank you. Lord Captain, the enforcer quickly puts the safety on the flamethrower and points the nozzle away from you. How may I serve you? What are you doing? Burning the four shacks, Lord Captain. Gravel will build them, cutting off the air supply to the next bay and making it difficult for the Inferni to work. Told the serfs to get out of here time after time. They won't listen. Captain Francois has ordered everything to be burned down, and afterward, this area to be sealed off. Alright, I have no questions. Proud to serve the dynasty. Already burning. There's nothing to really
I always keep my
stop
options
them.
open.
Athletics.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
What's this? Stack of ration cards. Charged scrap of paper, parchment. You can barely make out the crudely scribbled words in the burnt note. Then pass the marketplace. Make sure the enforcer sent you or you'll ruin the entire operation. On the tracks behind, you'll find a little gift for give it to him and you'll see for yourself. And stack of ration cards. Greasy stack of cards, each entitling the holder to one portion of rationed protein and a mug of water. Well, looks like he's not needing it anymore.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
Train. Got my limbs attack. Don't even need to take breaks. Pick me. Workers being to within an inch of life, so returning stolen power panels, wire, and microclumes to containers marked disposal. Microlumens. With the rogue trader. What? What ration cards? Whose pocket? Silence has come. How dare you accuse the respectable enforcer of privacy? Lordship.
I always get the job done. Keep your wits about you.
Enrix Montague. Hello there. Time-worn loader is barely fit for purposes at this point, but the enforcer still sees its complex maintenance and the lesser evil compared to hiring ignorant, clumsy scoundrels to do the job. The first master salutes cheerfully with a low stick. Lord Captain, when an unexpected encounter, what brings you to this compartment? Famous cuisine and magnificent vistas, no doubt. I seek the Bloodstone Webb's temple. Do you know where they are hiding? Don't have the foggiest idea. It's probably for the best. I'm a hands full as it is. What are you doing here? Here to patch up Savage. Locomotive number 3, under the tech priest supervision. Grumps my personal favorite on the entire freight line. Every couple of years, Savage gets mad and his boiler catches fire and starts spitting steam at the repairman. Guess who they call to take care of him in these situations? Inferni, of course. After I've done all the most dangerous work. That's when the Iron Brains come in. That's alright. I love Savage. When he's in a good mood, the feeling you get standing at his levers and speeding down the freight line is indescribable. I envy those tech priest drivers who get to operate him every day. The roar of the boiler, the wheels thumping like mad, and all that furious power pulsing in your hands, respond to the slightest movement. How about, as mischievous sparking in his eyes, I introduce you. Is it safe? Well, I refuse to believe Savage would dare scald the Lord Captain. Definitely should not. Can't turn down an offer like that. It's a train. Oh, it's a rat. Before you is covered with technical runes, lumens, and levers. The platform shakes with the boiler's mighty vibrations. The iron beast beneath your feet growls and snorts ferociously. The next squints kindly and whispers a litany of ignition before turning to you. The machine is angry and refuses to obey. Right now, Savage is powered only by the auxiliary maneuvering engine. You'll need to start the main rotor if we want to take a trip down the freight line. Since a rumbling noise comes from the boiler. The stubborn machine does indeed seem remarkably similar to a wild beast. The roar of the mechanism resembles hoarse and growling. And scarlet glow of the lumens on the control panel makes you think the malicious glare of a predator. The spirit of the machine is vicious, but strong and lively. What should I do? Hand the big lever and gently give it a pull. Very gently. Aaron's face is focused, but his voice is not lost any of its playful cheer. Though he does not like to be hassled. Grasp the lever and gently pull it towards you. A few erratic jolts shake the platform, and an indignant groan emanates from the depth of the machine. An intense shudder passes through the lever and into the palm of your hand. There's a strange feeling of emptiness in your stomach. Savage's fiery heart is stirring. Do you feel it? So much energy and defiance in him. It's a rocket, not a locomotive, unruly and enamored with speed, but quite willing to submit to a strong hand. And there's this loving tenderness in Eric's voice. Pull lever toward you, smoothly but firmly. Pump the fuel with this command rune. Pull the lever and pump the fuel. The explosion inside Savage shakes his iron body, causing your eyes to see double from the vibration. Now you're feeling his real power. You can run down the entire freight line in a minute, given the chance, and kill everyone who rides him at that speed. Try applying some thrust to the main rotor. Grab those paired levers and give them a firm tug. Reach for the tightly carved levers and awaken the beast. Why is there like so many flirtatious options? Torrent steam bursts from the slit in front of your face, but Enrix deftly covers you with his shoulder. A moment later, you realize that you cannot hear a thing, or rather, you hear only one thing: the roar of the engine, triumphant and powerful. Looks like Savage has agreed not to kill us both. The Tech Priest Guardians will be pleased. I'll hail the Lord Captain. You've subdued a mighty beast today. And I'm sure you have urgent business to tend to, and it's time for me to drive Savage down the line and see if he's feeling cranky. Have a good trip. Everything's going to be alright. Savage would never fry me. Right, Savage? Okay. Why is beggar highlighted? A group of beggars are rattling their alms mugs and ostensibly displaying their hunger-sunken bellies in various disfigurements. Toothless man falls to his knees before you, your worship. It's fair prone for those who can't even get the worst jobs. Toss a sack of ration grub. Let your bellies be full tonight. Praise be the Lord Captain. Poured us in on the alms like a pack of gutter rats, each one scurrying off to their own corner with what they had grabbed.
Is there money to be made?
From the oven, huh? I should cut out the price for regulars, the shift only. Wow.
The web serves.
Well, perfect. Well, we see such a miracle. They even come from the middle decks. Flute player, okay. Group of gawkers crowding around a makeshift stage, watching a strange duo perform. A man with odd-looking goggles pushed up on his forehead, hands wrapped in worn leather gloves, plays a tune on a handmade flute. Next to him sits a stack of crates supporting some kind of game board. Scruffy Rat is rolling glass balls around the board. Watch the game. Some workers empty their pockets and start throwing ration cards, bolts, nuts, and even a few power panels into the small chest next to the board. The flute player winks at the crowd and switches to a different tune. Rat squeaks excitedly and starts rolling the colorful balls. The players have chosen around the maze of tunnels on the board. Not a single one reaches the goal, hole marked with a red circle. It just rolls all the balls off the board or into dead ends. As the first group of players get their hopes dashed and leave empty-handed, new workers immediately take their place. By giving in to primitive pastimes, they try to forget the filth and poverty around them. They are deceived by laughter, a brief flash of pleasure, an imaginary moment of relief before the sleeping mind sinks into a meaningless existence once more. Watch the rat. The rat scurries around the board, spurred on by the flute. Its movements appear erratic at first glance, but after a while you notice how consistently the balls seem to miss the ball at the very last moment. While the rat's clumsy, amusing scampering distracts the spectators, its nimble tail directs the balls away from the hole. Listen to the tune. The rat's movements, from the flicks of its tail to when and where it pushes the balls, obey its master's wordless commands with uncanny precision. The notes, the pauses, the rhythm, every part of the melody serves as a signal to the flute player's tiny assistant. Well, to bet a profit factor, this guy's actually a psyker of some sort. Toss a coin into the chest. Find true. The crowd, which has been too absorbed in the performance to notice your presence, turns to you, expressions of frightful awe appearing on the workers' faces, and many start whispering prayers. Flute player's clear eyes widen in surprise, then with an open and friendly smile he says, "Many a grand story the Lord Captain's generosity is told. I swear on my own flute, today I will add another. To a fortune peddler, the Lord Captain's grace is a gift from fate itself." Applauds you with gratitude, and the workers timidly join in. How would you like to trade some of that Captain's fortune of yours, Lordship? Flute player bows respectfully and gestures to the game board. The crowd buzzes with anticipation. Who are you? I'm but one of many. The man gestures broadly at the team and station. Voice in the crowd, a cog in the mechanism, his humble servant. Flute player is all they call me, because that's what I am. Make up tunes and get the people's respite after a hard day's work. Curious looking flute, how did you come by it? Pats his instrument gently. My mother loved music. She used to hum beautiful melodies to me. When she passed away, I carved this flute from her hip bone and learned to play. Out of sorrow and respect for her memory. That is one way to honor your ancestors, I guess. I suggest we play a game. Flute player smells eagerly. Please, bless our little lark with your attention. Explain the rules of this game to me. Simple. On this board, you play with fate. Choose a ball and give it to Bolts, my rat. If he rolls your ball into the pocket marked in red within 3 minutes, you win. If he doesn't, you lose. Simple. Yeah, play fair. I'll give it a try. And raise the flute, and the rat dives under the board. You hear clawed feet scrabbling around against the crate, and a few minutes later, a green ball pops out of the center. The rat almost manages to get the ball in the hole, but sharply changes direction right at the last moment. It happens again and again. At least the ball hits a dead end, signifying your defeat. Another round, your lordship. I've heard wise visitors from higher up say this little game offers more than just amusement. Say it's an opportunity to test different strategies, to learn more about others and yourself. Let's cheat. This should be amusing. And raise flute, and the rat dives on the board. You hear clawed feet scrabbling against the crate. A few minutes later, a green ball pops out of the center. You're not entirely certain how the flute player controls his rat, but still have your bag of old and reliable tricks to bowl. When your foot touches the base of the crate, sack seemingly by accident. The roar tilts slightly. Meanwhile, the rat, tempted by a piece of hard tack clenched unsurreptitiously between your fingers, rapidly rolls the ball right where you want it to go. The ball drops into the red hole. A few pressed whistles come from the crowd. And the flute player laughs heartily. Cleverly done, your lordship. Well, I had no doubt that you would be a worthy opponent in your strategy. I think we'll keep it in mind for my future games. Cut a button from your sleeve and throw it to the man. For the entertainment. Thank you for this generous gift. Strokes of sour me and Reffin's to get their hands on something that belonged to your lordship. Fortune gave me the brightest of its smiles today. Hope you have enjoyed yourself. I certainly won't forget my fateful meeting with the Lord Captain. The flute player clears the board in one deft movement and begins a new tune.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
What's this?
An expected result.
Monumental edged bayonets. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave those bayonets laying around. Oh, another mark. Commerce.
That's how it's done.
Judging by merchant's round, well-fed face, the rusty junk laid out on the counter is merely a smokescreen for the more valuable. For the more valuable, likely illegal goods, they're now hidden from idle glances.
Let us not dawdle.
I have a craving for some Fenrisian mjord.
Baton-wielding bastards have gone bled and bleeding mad. Another 20 of our folk torched along their shacks. Gotta burn alive once, then spend the rest of my life breaking my back, shift after shift, for a few measly ration cards. Take from me anyway. They beat me up for good measure. Holy leprosy, take them.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Dead man. Hello? A sinewy, middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, whenever his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby, his face changes strangely and his hands clench into fists. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man's gaze turns to our track, leans forwards. What do you think you are doing? What? I didn't. The man starts and almost falls, but manages to keep his balance. In the dim lumen light, you notice old scars scattered all across his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. Look at the man's scars. Scars are all of very length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as the series of faded symbols in the man's rough skin. The cultists bear similar marks on their body. But spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, so this man's look long since healed. Your eyes always return to that blood symbol. What do you know about it? Some of the blood-spun web. Come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. Guess today must be a special day, he smells strangely. Man's faded eyes go wide as he notices Kabila, his voice quivers. Have you come to take me to the other side? Bella briefly studies the man's face and turns away. I do not know you. Death's gaze is not upon you. The man lets out a dull groan and turns to look at the symbol again. But then why? Why is it here? Who are you? Dead man. I lost my name years ago, and just another dead man ever since. Dare insult to Roche with your impudence? Your body may already be covered in scars, but your tongue seems to be asking for more. You know the symbols of the blood-spun web. You bear similar scars. Are you a spinner? I was. I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cult. The vizier told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. Went to the appointed spot, then I waited. An hour, 2, 5. The junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized. The person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One. I was afraid. I couldn't do my duty. I ran. Humankind follows its own paths as the children of Asturian do. Like I would be the one who has lost his path. So the spinner simply lets you go. Made attempts to find you and kill you? There was no pursuit. Thought I'd see their black blades the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. I tried starting a new life. The terror never stopped eating away at me. I got truly desperate. I went to the Temple of Death myself. No one there would speak to me. When they gave them my name, they just whispered. The Severed has gone to the Undying One. They looked through me like I wasn't even there. Lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. You're ordered to die. For what reason? Man looks at you. But some would choose to lead the righteous path, and these earn penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Her blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no precedence. It takes when it is time, when it is due in essence. Third verse of the Song of Trailing Blood was here recited to me before sending me on my final assignment. Didn't realize at the time that it was my judgment. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death, offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find because it killed my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth, and I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear, because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it. I couldn't help it, because I enjoyed it. From Vizier's verdict, this cult ruined left. What? More killings? Not sound particularly remorseful. Spent years in remorse. I'm tired of it. Killed any more innocent souls since you ran? No. I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. But it might just stab me on its own. Temptation is always there. I will not judge you, nor will I decide your fate. Farewell. No, what about the symbol? Important. You're supposed to. Dan's tired eyes filled with horror that quickly turns into hysteria. His knees buckle and he staggers heavily before falling onto the tracks with a pitiful cry. No, help. Bill stares at the remains of he who was once her brother in service. Truly, it is better to die for him than to live for yourself. This he forgot. F.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
None are better
Over
at
there.
searching.
Feed you at all? My pa got hit by a train and my mom's got 3 more to raise. Squaring little snot. Here, eat some rations before anyone sees and get out of here. I can have the whole thing? A whole ration pack. I mean, thank you so much, Master Enforcer, sir. King's Lordship. It's the rogue trader. Sometimes I need to tell you, ungrateful magnets. Mistakes must be paid for. Have mercy, in the throne's name, I beg you. Bad worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. A gracious lordship, hand of the God Emperor, save your unworthy servant. Get lost. The enforcer's heavy baton pummels the man's back and shoulders several times. His bones crack audibly. Sound of breaking bones. The man cries and the enforcer with hateful laughter, reminding you of what you went through, too vividly and too painfully. Because I chose torture for distant past. That gains the echo of torment effect. Subconscious perception. Seeing the worker's being has brought up memories of your own torture. Duration permanent. Oof. Sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Repeat, I'll clean it right away. Murmur of discontent breaks out among the gawkers who have gathered around. None of the other workers dare come closer. The anger in their faces is plain to see. Stop the enforcer. I intend to hear this man out. Your Lordship, I work hard. Never even take breaks to rest. And all I earn is 7 ration cards with 15 mouths to feed back home. Enforcers shake me down every shift, just like they do every other honest, hard worker who... Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of neutral bars a few watches ago, and 2 canisters of water before that. Then beat the life out of you because I took pity on you, and this is the thanks I get? You quarantined the hub for 20 watches and refused to give out rations if we didn't have cards. Cards we have no way to earn. Today you earned 15 cards in a single ship because you do the work with 3 people, right? Did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere, do them in, and take their share? I didn't do them in. It was an accident. The worker stops himself. Cowards and whimpers. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Am I surrounded by monkai or a pack of carrion eaters fighting over a single scrap of rotten flesh? Poor Gillette. So it's like society. I don't understand that forces are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts. We appropriate nothing. We just monitor and redistribute. The enforcer mutters gloomily. The rebel are a lying and thieving lot. They have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than the standard amount of ration cards to prevent supply embezzlement and famine. They do take our cards, your lordship, and then grow fat using them for themselves. His eyes squeeze shut tightly as he whispers his accusation, seems unable to believe his stroke of luck. Honestly, both of them are thieves. The workers stole from others, and then the enforcer stole from the worker. So, I'm not about to say society. We have deserved punishment. Strip the arbitrary enforcer of his rank and give lashes to the thief. Worker snarls at the enforcer, who has suddenly gone pale. Didn't expect that now, did you? My back starts hurting, and we'll see how brave you are without your baton. Low, insistent dissent begins to rise the crowd, only to die back down as soon as the enforcer's brandishes the pylons. Murmurs immediately turn to pleas for mercy. A sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seemed to size you up the whole time. You? Sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seems to size you up the whole time you were speaking. Now he is hastening to conceal himself behind the gawkers. Next thing you know, you're watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. The discharged enforcer, surrounded by spiteful leers, glowers at the crowd as the beaten worker laughs uproariously, seemingly far more pleased with the other's misfortune than troubled by his own sentence. Is that a chaos symbol?
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. Yes, your lordship. We'll throw trader. Yes, your lordship. Green shift for railway hubs direct thousands of containers carrying the trader's cargo to various destination compartments.
Is there money to be made?
That's the face of the one, the person, the red beard with black eyes. Also, I know from looking through this stuff, there's an achievement for dropping a crate on a person. And given the markings on the ground, I think this is where you can drop a crate on a person. Actually, I think it's that dude. What do these levers do? Okay. Throw it. The closet jammed again. I have to attach it to the container manually. Secure the container in place. Now up again. All ready to move. Move down. Careful.
Let us not dawdle.
Someone sketched a hasty portrait of a worker with a red scarf over his face. The artwork still makes the chemical pigment. Judging by the layer of flaked off paint has been removed several times already. Hello? Ah, who are you? No, shh, don't make noise. They shot everyone. Please don't tell them. Power pick. Attack action. Increased arm penetration and all subsequent attacks made against the same target by +10 for 1 round. Stacks.
Keep your wits about you.
Well, don't fall here. Or to his Lord Captainship. Can't believe my eyes.
We should deal with this.
Move the container. Loot. Rip.
I always keep my options open.
Door.
Just as I planned.
Can't keep me out. Autosave. Thief leader. Several people are eagerly rummaging through a rack filled with weapons from the Enforcer's arsenal. A big man with a pock-marked face is the first to react to your presence. He attracts his attention with a piercing whistle and barks out, "Who are you? There's not supposed to be anyone. It doesn't matter. Identify yourself." Take a closer look at the suspicious individuals. Makeshift armor peeks out from beneath their ragged clothes, and their battered weapons display a patchwork of crude repairs. The group stares longingly at the rack where the good plasteel gleams, restlessly clutching their humble weapons. You notice that the little finger on every person's right hand has been cut off. It is hardly a coincidence. Abelard, help these wretches realize the full extent of their unenviable position. Before you stands Lord Captain Lash von Vincius, master of this vessel and everything on it, including those goods you are pawing at with your unwashed hands, and your miserable lives as well. People turn to stare at you in disbelief and exchange heated whispers. Excitement is interrupted by the leader's roar. What are you gawping at? Hurry up and bend your backs as is right and proper. Your Lordship, you must excuse these blockheads. I was taken aback myself. It's not every day you see the rogue trading with us. And as for this, and casts a grim glance at the rack. I won't insult you by denying it. You've caught us red-handed. Who are you? The Hard Nines, a gang. I mean, Brotherhood from Transport Bay 9. Don't think we're parasites. We do our bit for the prosperity of the ship. We're sort of, assistants to the enforcers. Self-appointed. We make sure that order is maintained in compartments where the enforcers are too lazy or greedy for bribes. That stop to robbery and free thinking, and well, we accept a small contribution as a show of thanks. Why do you want my weapons? Are you going to rebel? To do business. The gang leader smiles ingratiatingly. We're no rebels. If anyone blasphemies against your lordship, we call the troublemakers to order. We shed blood for the flagship, without fear. Suppose that makes us defenders of the ship? Thug raises his eyebrows questioningly when he looks at you expectantly. You obviously do not expect anyone to be here, and the enforcers providing cover for you? I wish. Francois, the newly appointed captain, had our informant strung up. He's tightening the screws, damn it. I can hardly breathe. Today's the last time we'll come to pick over this compartment. You all have your little fingers cut off. What does it mean? It's our gang's initiation rite. A fine tradition. By voluntarily removing a finger, the newcomer shows their determination and willingness to join us forever. It's also a badge of honor. Riley shows off the stump of his little finger. Tell me why I shouldn't execute you on the spot. You could execute us, but who would take our place? Shameless scum who rob and kill to their heart's contents. Bastards who accept mutants and their gangs and pray to the arch enemy. There have always been outlaws in this ship. You're better off with outlaws like us. You don't go too far, and you keep the heretics down. If the rumors about you are true, then you know yourself how it goes. There are criminals, and then there are criminals. Suppose you may be of some use. I shall permit you to take a few more of the more basic weapons and leave. Serve the ship well. Those grits his teeth, impotent in the face of your choice. Today I'll realize the depth and wisdom of your decision, Lord Captain. But in the meantime, I'll pray that Zack does not come back to haunt you. Hear that, boys? Lord Captain himself is expecting good things from us. Can't let him down. His cronies make sounds of approval. We will fulfill your command to the letter.
I always have a backup plan.
The Ripper.
I always get the job done.
I do not understand why I can loot things on my
Rise to
own
the
ship.
top, or get left in the dust.
Anyways, another symbol. Where does it go? Loot print and smudge the symbol slightly, which leads towards the slums. That was the first time I've seen a rogue trader up close. Okay, it's not cultists, it's just... Oh, these people are hugging. How nice. Kids have been waiting for you. How was your shift? We worked hard. I helped out a friend with the loading and he gave me some cards. Take them in exchange for new shoes. Yours are all worn out. Oh, thank you. I've already made your bed for you, so once we've eaten you can go and rest. The other ones and I will head out to the marketplace and leave you in peace. Why did the Emperor send me such a wonderful wife? Just look over there. Oh, don't go. It's a rogue trader. Rogue trader himself. Trader himself. Yeah, one of them's dying. I know, what a happy scenario for this place. Immediately ruined by whatever that is. I'll collect the tunnels, so much for a house in the outskirts. They've bred the void rats, and now they're all over this level too. Old man can't get no peace no more. Get across.
Nothing matters more. This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
What's up here? Even in this place as dismal as this, people have managed to set up a small altar at which to pray. It's relatively clean and well maintained. Book of War Prayers. Rare deals 10% more damage to Xenos and demons. If the war has conviction dogmatic, this bonus is doubled. Nice. It's just a little rat stuffed with a few nuts. You want to stick a microlumin on its face so its eyes can glow? Yes. Grandpa, can my toy run around and wag its tail? No, it can't do. It's just a little rat stuffed with a few nuts. You want to stick a microlumin on its face so its eyes can glow? Yes. That dude's having back problems, and that kid is, well, trying his
Is
best.
there money to be made?
We should deal with this.
Sora's invited me over again. Maybe I should ask her to marry me. She's a hard worker, not a bad-looking woman. There. Up is Rogue Trader. Oh, nope. Why is there a corpse here? Is no one gonna question this? No one to talk to you about this? Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
Two still going at it. Looked like it hurt. Creature gains plus 12 damage and plus 20% armor penetration. Okay. When I grow up and you're old, I'll bring you treats too. Oh, well, aren't you nice? What do I got for you, sweetheart? It's a treat from Janice called dried fruit. Eat it up. It's good for you. She'll come over here when she's over. You want to spread like Endu did? What are you so gleeful for? It's only on worse to be. Shreds of rat carcasses and yellow-green moss stew in the cloudy sludge, along with other unidentifiable ingredients.
I always have a backup plan.
I am not partaking of that. Not for matters of being high and mighty, but just for literal just existence, I guess. I
Attention
don't
to
know.
detail is the key to success.
What's
That's
this?
how it's done.
Spreads are typically used to transport weapons. The one way markings make it impossible to determine where the ship came from in this surface indicates the crates have been moved frequently. Yeah, indeed, yum. Oh, no one notices my third time in queue. I think I
Rise to
noticed.
the top, or get left in the dust.
A foreman. Hey, you're the, Goggles Redbeard Scarf dude. The day Lord Cabin Wonder Slum will be remembered in the legends. Proud children man raises his hand in greetings. All prosthetic creaks plaintively as it takes the weight of his body. The locals and the enforcers call me the foreman. I have no other name. You might say I'm charged here in this whole place. Reckons the shaggy red beard and the keen black eyes. This is the man who was watching you during your encounter with the enforcer and the station worker. Saw you near your marketplace. What were you doing there? Watch one of my workers take a beating. Sorry for the lad, but there's nothing I could do. The foreman smiles rarely, showing his yellow teeth. Almost all the front ones have been knocked out. Stuck my neck out in the past. Not doing it again. You know what life is like for the workers in the lower decks. Toil day in and day out for the glory of the ship. The rest of the time, they do their best to survive, faced with hunger, more drainage than the enforcers, avoid leprosy, fires, floods, noxious fumes. Foreman lists these on his fingers, although he has fewer than nature's average to work with. A word, it's a decent enough life. If you work, you survive. If you freeload, you also survive. If you're clever, well, and if the God Emperor wills it. Why are you cooking in that vat? Believe it or not, a soup made from mold slime and technical drain water has been simmering here in this vat for at least 200 years, non-stop. See the growth on the walls over there? We harvest it, dry it, and use it to season the soup. If you're lucky, the smell attracts a void rat, and someone gets to have meat in their bowl. Foreman points a finger proudly towards the vat. For those who can't even earn a ration card, I feed them in exchange for services or favors. Sometimes it pays off, and sometimes it doesn't. People keep an eye out for workers trying to eat 2 bowls in one sitting. One's enough to fill your stomach for an entire watch. Some complain about the taste, of course. Ingrates. With the man pile of ration cards. Hand these out to people. You'll know who needs them most. He opens and closes his mouth in astonishment. Or Captain, you just helped some good family survive. We'll divide the cards among them and be sure to tell them it was your lordship who did this in front of them. Leave. Or Captain, I'm begging another second of your attention. Please accept this humble gift from me. The common people to pay for all the good you do. The most priceless thing we could do is get your help. Get for your lordship. The where did not move during the turn or become mobilized, so it's stunned or knocked prone. They gain temporary wounds equal to 8. The where has conviction on conquest, all their allies may gain some number of temporary wounds. Huh. I'm gonna try some of the soup, but I wanted to save first. Give me some of that soup. Let my servants see that any food is a great blessing. I don't think it's a good idea. Malt slime is something of acquired taste. It takes 2 years, maybe 3 for your stomach to get used to it. Captain, you must be joking, surely. Pour me a bowl, I know what I'm doing. If you wish, pour me hands you a bowl of hot vicious sludge. The smell could be worse, probably. Again, an achievement. First spoonful comes the immediate urge to regurgitate the disgusting sludge. Cruz does succeeded. I had to pass a test to eat this stuff. Thank goodness I have so many things stacked for bonuses. He was followed by dizziness, and you stoically persist and force a slimy chunk of something indeterminate down your throat. Crowds gawking at you, wide-eyed. Take no risk and say nothing. The captain himself has tried our food and found it worthy. Remember to be grateful for any nourishment, as it is a blessing. Foreman bellows and roars by discreetly interposing himself between you and the crowd of ecstatic commoners, who they might otherwise swarm and accidentally trample their overlord in a frenzy of adoration. I have consumed food, and I did not die. Blindfolded old man. I really thought I was expecting something to happen. I was expecting that to go so wrong. An old man in pitiful rags listens intently to the sound of your footsteps. A stinking piece of cloth is wrapped around his eyes, with greenest pus oozing out from under it. The old man lays his trembling hands protectively on the heap of junk that serves as his bed, as well as his table. Empty beggar's mug makes a clinking sound next to his weathered leg. What happened to your eyes? Void rat snubbed them out while I was asleep. The sewer water my wounds were washed and was affected, turns out. Pain became a stinging feeling that wouldn't go away, only got worse. Got a strip of dried ration meat into his mug. Here, have something to eat. The old man ravenously sinks his remaining teeth into the meat's tough fibers, but soon gives up on chewing and swallows the whole piece. Could this be a true miracle of the Emperor, or is it just another dream? How's a blind man manage to survive in a place like this? People help me. Good people. Not so good ones too. Ships with their arm vacantly around the slum. They're next to you. Weapons are usually transporting crates like those. I want to look inside. Weapons? The old man's voice sounds frightened and pitiful. How would something like that wind up in our bum the bilge compartment? Iconoclastic follower. Did not mean to alarm you. Simply wish to learn more about my people's lives. People, could it be? Our Lord Captain, our benefactor. Is it really you? The old man looked shocked. Our gracious Lord, we know you well. Your charity gets us through the day, and we pray for you always. But what are you doing down this? Please, hurry away before they know you're here. They're plotting something terrible. This crate is where they hide there. Well, at least he had something nice to eat. A cold voice filled with the promise of death mutters. Pathetic fool, what's our secrecy gone right down the shitter? Folks, we're gonna have to make some noise. Come in, worker. Her face so nondescript it looks almost scrubbed off, is aiming a weapon at you. As you produce seemingly out of nowhere. Leave no witnesses.
Beg for mercy.
An offering of blood.
I'll turn
You have been ambushed.
starch.
Are you guys, if any of you guys have an intelligence greater than 20, I'll be surprised. Intelligence 20. Perfect coordination. And his bonus of weapon skill and ballistic skill equal to the sum of all living allies' perception bonus before any modifiers are applied. Which is 2. So there's 18 of them. Oh, there's 19 of them.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Faith without deeds is why I am the Tempest. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Eradicated. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. I am his will made manifest.
So how do I want to go about finishing
I'll
this?
do it.
Oh, you lived.
Strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I'm eradicated. I will not. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment. I'll do it. Eradicated.
Alright, last shot. Zargenta solo. Nope. Oh, and there's also that idiot right there.
Here we go. The wolf is on the hunt.
Kick.
It's out of your boat.
Get wrecked. Are you alright, Lord Captain? Those cutthroats didn't hurt you, I hope. The man's prosthetic leg has been shot, and it carries his weight awkwardly. What in the throne's name was that? I'm not sure. Perhaps those freeloaders believed in the tales of a nemesis. As it happens, I'll complain to Captain Frenso about some idiots who'd been painting pictures on the walls, inciting people, and what did he say? Got everything under control. Had I known it would come to this, I'd nabbed those sods and thrown them into the pestilence pit myself. Now I'll be pestered by enforcers to no end. Boy, damn it all. Who's this Nemesite? Just a story they tell around here. This chap, they say, that wanders the lower decks helping the poor who can't earn a living for themselves, and standing up to officers and enforcers in defense of the weak. Except he's just a story and nothing more. Speaking to Captain Frenso about what happened. Well, in your case, certainly hear you out and not. He grins and indicates broken ribs, you know. Six blood spun Webb's temple. Do you know where it is? Cultists don't let people like me in on their rights and mysteries. I'm grateful to them for the service to the God Emperor, but to be honest, I can't get behind their love of death. I'm much too fond of living. A stolen autocannon. And some autoguns. Knife. That was a very boring combat. Like, haha, we'll get them with numbers. And then I bring in just flamer and crap ton of bullets. Long you stare at the mark, the quiet sounds of the station goes, stretch in the direction of the ancient direction. Of the ancient adjacent section.
Fortune smiles on us, and ill
I
omen.
always keep my options open.
Alright, deactivate the trap.
The Emperor favors me today.
Crumble destructive agent. Give our gift to the one who sees nothing but hears everything, and the truth will be revealed to you. Yeah, about that.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Happens. Those sick and broken are herded to die for their various diseases. Don't touch anything. It came by, creeps into your throat and lungs, forming a sticky lining in your airways.
Keep your wits about you.
Stop being so bloody difficult. What's this thing that the death cultists say? Your time has come, or what have you? That dude looks like a Nurgle cultist. No, please. What did I do? Talk about being everywhere at once. I'll take this stuff to the marketplace. Get to eat soup tonight. The cave lies supplies. They're flashing toxic colors. Please do not touch anything. Medicaid.
I do what I must.
He's suffering from severe curable disease. One vial of administration in our sages would have saved him. No, I probably shouldn't be touching things.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Hey, you. Why you do the thing you do? For what client crime did you kill this man? Oh, the specimen for you must be the most repellent inhabitants in the compartment. They're covered in sores and bald patches glistening with pus, and the stench of unwashed bodies bring a tear to your eye. One of them glares at you and grunts. What you want? You are covered in enough pus to make a Nurgle cultist jealous. For what crime did you kill this man? For the crime of wealth. That bastard had rations and fuel cells. I traded them for porridge. What are you, mutants? Invalids? Mold eaters, outcasts, folks who have no place even among the lowest of the low. Some were born that way, some were driven out to keep them from spreading the contagion. Foreman will us near the vat. The horses try to shoot us in sight, as if it's our fault that we were born in a terrible place. We are worms in the wrong belly of this ship, fodder for disease. The outcast licks his lip, and you see a tongue studded with small, underdeveloped teeth. This is no disease, but an obvious mutation. The longer you stare at the man, the more deviations from the human form you detect. Wretches such as this, disfigured by genetic abnormalities and diseases, are the perfect breeding ground for true corruption. Your sentence of death for committing murder on my ship. It bears the black stumps that are his teeth. Gut you and trade what you have on you for a palace grand. Hey, outcast, come on up if you want to share in the spoils.
Your arrogance
Aim for
will
the
be
heart
your
next time.
downfall.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Sus. He yelled dark powers. He gets stabbed.
I bring ruin.
To non-believers! Out of my way!
That's the reason why they make noble cultists proud. Because there are noble cultists.
Serve the ruinous powers!
This tedium is beneath me. Hear you moving, no more.
Plague Cloud. When dying, this creature creates a plague cloud that heals his ally and damages his enemies until the end of combat. Ew.
I understand your intent. If it serves your cause. Another soul slips beyond the veil. If I must. I am not your Xenos pet monkey.
You kick me. Humiliating. Blade dance. Shot count 6. 6 attacks. Oh my god. Let's go.
I shall not be caught by the web. My blade whispers your tongue. The other side awaits. There is only death, yours or mine. No. As the tenets demand.
I'll make it happen. Another enemy down. Your end was inevitable. It's as good as done.
Art is for the weak. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Our foes reek of cowardice. Die in disgrace.
Do. Oh.
So it shall be. It will cast ruins out of your bones. Finish Yoga! Wolves die in disgrace.
Help me stand again. Take anything in return either. Ask me to show the same kindness to someone else. Sword. Relish Anguish. At the end of the war's turn, they gain temporary wounds equal to the amount of collision damage inflicted by the wearer this turn. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Try the control panel.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
This leads back to the flute player.
The shadows reveal their secrets. Watch out.
Duty prevails. I better myself through my service. The Emperor favors me today.
Just as I planned.
Crimson Bleeding. Worn by a death cult assassin. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy, that enemy explodes in a fountain of blood. Cells nearby are covered in blood, as if affected by a blood file. If worn by a death cult assassin, when the wearer gains a stack of blood blessed, they also gain plus and toughness for 2 rounds, so it's not a stack. Crimson Intoxicant. The user loses all their temporary wounds and increases the melee damage by the same amount for 1 round. That can get stupid. Oh, hello, Death Cultist. How are you?
I always keep my options open.
Zedna the Outcast. Hello. A figure in decaying tatters is rocking to and fro, muttering indistinctly in several different voices, occasionally breaking into hoarse laughter. Come closer, she freezes and turns slowly to look at you. An ugly, rusted mask covers her face. Are you here to take Zedna to the other side? No. You're just wandering around in the dark, looking for the light, but it's nowhere to be found. Do you really not see it? Who are you? Old Zedna, Zedna the Outcast, Zedna the Mad, Zedna the Yasser, Zedna the Curse, Zedna the Spurn. The woman hugs her arms to her chest and starts cackling loudly. Broken chains clink as her emaciated wrists and neck. The ghost of the past is a shadow of the present. Only the undying one knows. He alone. There's a blood symbol next to you. I've seen such marks before. This is another part of the song of trailing blood. Bursting hysterical laughter. Oh yes, the song. Here, listen. The woman starts chanting hurriedly. She wandered in eternity dark, yet was consoled. Web foretold. Undying one's blood, secrets glowed. A light to guide her faithful fold. Our threads must end, and so the spider did that which was owed. Her life and death to ship bestowed. You'll see if you learn to see. Look into the darkness. Look. Peer into the darkness. I cannot fathom what I am meant to see here. Peer into the darkness, and I'm gradually able to make out the outlines of objects hidden in the shadows. Rotting corpses, rough walls, the twitching death throes of infected people left here to die. See no light in this place, only more darkness and despair. Don't see, do you? You don't see. Zedna shakes her head frantically and starts tearing off her rags, strips of her decaying flesh peeling off along with them. You will not see until you become like Zedna, the flesh and blood of the ship. How did they become the flagship's blood? Oh, Zedna will show you. You'll see the true light. Come now.
us not dawdle.
But she didn't die. It's talking about following the light in the darkness, and the only light in this place is from the giant fan, coming out from the giant fan. The retaining blades promise nothing but scentless and brutal death. Slipping past them would require some unreasonably precise calculations, or blind luck. While listening to the air currents, for a moment you think you hear Zeno's whispered prayer rising from the depths of the shaft. Jump. Life in the dying one's hand. In last time strike, come to your senses. Woo! Temple of the Bloodspun Web. Hello, I'm in Lesh. The Undying One has whispered that you would honor the Temple of Death with a visit. We are ready to serve you.
I always have a backup plan.
Athletics.
I always get the job done.
Large holes in the compartment ceiling. Spanners have dismantled with bulkheads to expand their temple even higher. Loot.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
That's another one. I'm ready to serve you. Ready to serve you. Boat. Go down. Tangles of improvised bridges constructed from beams and flooring stretch even higher, none like a web. Temple's growing, as if it were a living organism.
Is there money to be made?
Dying one's death, then dying one is a duty. Further down we go.
Oh, it's a peculiar thing.
Loot.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Cold stone sarcophagi serve as the death cult's beds. Bones of their deceased comrades are their bedding. What? It's ancient articles of stone plaque with inscription carved in elegant cursive. If you value life above duty, you're not worthy of life. Azir and whatever. When there makes melee attack, they regain +1 wound. Turn and spend yourself, guard this rock, so that it may serve the worthiest of Domini. Time has come. Oh, everyone's here. Cool. Frail old man, gray beard, tinged with blood, folds his wrinkled hands in ritual gestures. His body is covered in scars, some old, some fresh. His eyes are sewn tightly shut. His mouth is cleft at both corners, making his jaw seem eerily snake-like. And the Lord of the Ark walked the paths of unlife, in the footsteps of the webbed very first spinner. And the servants of death bowed before him, for the Daemon is the giver of life. The old man goes still, his head turned to the side. He nods toward the temple's muffled silence. Yes, yes. Truth like a stream pours from your lips. Welcome him as attendants demand. Fur looks wary. Mighty flames roaring behind feigned weakness. Do not believe your eyes at the tear. This old man's hand can still remember how to draw blood. A thin blade appears in the old man's trembling hands. Those arms are stiff and look like they can barely bend. The next instant, the dynasty symbol is etched on his forehead, dripping blood. With a brief motion, he flicks the blood off his blade, and some drops land on your face. Bloodspun web welcomes its new lord. I am the Vizier. Vizier. For many years we have waited, and now you are here. We have waited. Whispers echo his words from the shadows. Why is it that you invited me here? Death whispered your name, and commanded us to honor you with a sacred ritual. Only inside the temple can the spinners perform it. Vizier is suddenly distracted by something invisible, and nods towards empty space. Yes, we are glad he has reached this place. We are glad to serve. What do you mean you have waited for many years? It was not so long ago that I made my acquaintance with the cult. Will I delve into the divinations from the flesh and blood of the departed ones? I turn to a relic most ancient and priceless. It is his tarot. Inherited by the cult from the matriarch spider who spun the first thread. One of the readings I did back when I still had the strength to leave the temple and usher souls in the final journey. That was when, in the intricate tangled destiny, I glimpsed our meeting. But when we would meet, alas, it was not revealed to me. So we waited, year after year. Now the hour has come. Vizier. Vizier. Is that some sort of title? It's the name we give to the first spinner, the one who have learnt the wisdom of the tenets of the web in order to lead others. May have a duty to instruct and spin bloody threads, but in all other ways I am as much his servant and yours as anyone else in this temple. So I just walked my companions in here the normal way while I was forced to take that jump. The spinners guided them along a different trail. You had to take the step, for only you were meant to become the flagship's blood domain. There's no reason to testify to those who follow you, for this burden was for their lord to bear. How did you manage to direct the entire temple in the middle of the ship without anyone noticing? Fathers of the cult once inhabited the tunnels between the bay's bulkheads, until the threads of fate were tangled and domain of ages. Past gave us this compartment, set ourselves to building spacious halls where the shadows, the images of him and the spinners themselves, would whisper of death. And thus the temple that you see began to change with the successive viziers in the old generation. We are building it still, slowly but surely. I've walked the path of the matriarch spider. What now? Song of Trailing Blood tells of a path fraught with trials. By accepting it and setting out on that path, you pass the first one. First one, the trial of resolve. For not everyone is prepared to shun their fear and doubt and embark on the search for the unknown, search for death. The trial of compassion was the second one. You pass it when you put yourself, albeit briefly, in the service of another soul, a man suffering from burns. For the choice between life and death is to be made only by those willing to take responsibility for the pain of another. The third was the trial of justice, and assuming the role of judge for an apostate of our faith, you declared your right to influence the balance of life and death the errant soul had upset. And the fourth was the trial of duty, for duty always leads to death. We are prepared to render our duty to the Undying One, fearlessly accepting of our purpose, which is to serve him. To have proven yourself prepared, and for our trials have brought you here. The trial is truly necessary, would not a conversation have sufficed? He bows his head guiltily. Such are the tenets of the web. They are all we have ever known, and the only life we have learned to live. The path you walked was a gift from the Undying One, so we decided that was how we were to honor you. Vizier's shut eyes seem to peer into your face, studying it. Then he turns away and speaks into empty space again. Peace, my brother. Time has almost come. Got a blast? Yeah, it is really late. I'm probably going to be ending stream as soon as I'm done with this place. So, but anyways, thank you for joining. And have a good time. Who's it that you talk to all the time? So turns his head as if looking around the temple. See the echoes of those who came before us, and those who were here with us, who have since crossed over to the other side. Our brothers and sisters, raised by the cult. I hear them from beyond their deaths. They share their wisdom. I heed them. The other spinners, they fear not, for that burden is mine to bear. See, your eyes are sewn shut. Are you blind, or is that another of the cult's rituals? I was sighted for much of my life, until a disciple of mine violated tenets, and I realized just how blind I have been. A lesson, but a bitter one. To look with the one eyes alone is to be easily fooled, but the heart cannot be lied to. Such is the truth, and such was my choice. I sealed my eyelids with the gaze of true sight. Now I see more, and better. So this entire conversation is another test, I imagine. A smile graced the vizier's bluish lips. Tenets command us to be prepared for all trials. Corporeal and spiritual alike. Are you prepared, Dumblash? His mouth closes, but you can still hear his whisper. Prickling sensation in your face is making you increasingly anxious. Raise a hand to your cheek, only to realize you can't feel it. Look at your palm and see a few smudged drop of blood from the vizier's blade. Strange, serene calm envelops your body. Fatigue subsides, and you seem to float in the air, seeing things you had not noticed before. Shadows in the corners taking on shape and color. Subdued luminous light playing on the cultist's bone masks. Are they really masks? Tall, lean, empty-eyed wearers might as well be dead people. Chill runs down your spine. What is the meaning of this? Your heart is beating slowly. Your breathing has become deeper, and your thoughts are muddled. You seem to be under the influence of a potent stimulant. You poisoned me somehow, did you not? The vizier nods meekly. My blood is infused with a concoction taken by those who follow the thread. It is sacred and harmless to us, but you it befogs and afflicts. And yet, dumb and lashed, you have grasped that the mind may fail the body and the senses. This trial of spiritual acumen, you have passed it. And what happens now? That's for you to tell me. You look at the vizier, and his trembling frame seems small and insignificant. A single step is all it would take to crush him. The visions are starting to wear off, and now the old man towers over you. You can gaze with his sealed eyes, studying your every movement, waiting for a response. First, you're going to give me the antidote. There is none. I will ease its effect and quicken dissipation. 3 long, thick needles appear in the vizier's hand. A moment later, they're inside your body, one in your neck, one in your shoulder, and one between your ribs. Feel no pain or discomfort. On the contrary, your mind feels clear and your muscles regain their function. The vizier then carefully removes the needle. Now you will feel bleeder. Now you are going to initiate me as a servant of death. Vizier ponders your words for a long time, whispers something to the empty space behind his shoulder, and then shakes his switching head. I threaded repellent to you, Dumblash. Proved it by walking the Matriarch's path in your own way. It is your right, and we respect your choice. However, only one who accepts the essence of death may become the servant. You accept your own essence, and we dare not burden you with our dogma. For years, you have remained fealty to the dominant, collected sacred symbols and relics. You are the first in 3 generations of lords and ladies to descend into the sanctum. We are grateful. You are pleasured in spirit. Hear our exultation and accept this gift of investment, sewn from the bones of his faithful, with the threads of death. Plus 10% damage if the dweller is not in cover, plus 10% 10 strength bonus wounds. That which was foretold is going to pass. The ritual of descent is complete. It is Snowball's guest of honor and rest a while. Okay.
The Vizier. Would you
Smoke
be proud?
tickles your nostrils, making you slightly dizzy. Such substances are known to induce visions or hallucinations. Bows his head reverently. Lash, as honors a visit, we are glad. First spinner. Peaceability. You are the shield. You are the shadow. You are the blade. So be them. Their traditions and rituals are rooted in blood and death, but they are frightened by that. Many are blind, even with their eyes wide open. So spoke the matriarch spider. People look at things without seeing their essence, which makes them easy to beguile or frighten. They adorn the tunnels of the bones of the righteous, that they may guard our faithful against corrupt deeds and thoughts. Use the blood of the unholy ones for divination, so we may see dangers. The blood of martyrs is our wine, for their suffering makes us stronger. People are afraid, only because they see death as the end. Death, however, is a beginning. It's life and duty and oblivion. Death has many facets. That is his essence. That is his beauty. I think we'll meet again, Domin, when the threads of fate leave a bloody pattern.
Keep your wits about you.
This is a symbol of the countless death offered by his name. Or offered up in his name. Sorry. Athletics.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Bloody Pack. Staff grants its wielder a special ability called Crimson Rage. Wielder can suffer damage equal to 25% max wounds, regain 1 AP. Can be used multiple times per turn as long as the wielder has at least 50% wounds. Spinner's Blade. Boost wounds by strength, and strength is boosted by wounds. So it goes. Also better armor. Bloody Pack. That sword is just dripping blood. To another compartment. Spinner, his face covered in carved bleeding glyphs, makes a respectful gesture of invitation. Let me show you the way. Take me to the enforcer in charge of the freight line hub. I have business with him. Francois. Francois has acquired a few wounds since your last conversation. Half his ear is gone, and knows that he's wearing bladed bandages under his uniform. Singularly quickly injects himself with stimulant and straightens. I may sword you, Lord Captain. Were you in a shootout? Yes, there's been a raid on a local gang. We finally cleared out the scoundrels who were smuggling goods to neighboring compartments. No one escaped. Francois permits himself a brief smile of grim satisfaction. Forces have been appropriating ration cards from workers returning from their shifts. Why is that? Are you short on provisions? Current has just enough food to avoid starvation, Lord Captain. This is why the enforcers are making sure that no serf has more cards than they're supposed to. They used to rip out people's tongues for it, but reduce the punishment is simply beating the thieves and confiscating all their cards. The order is to give these cards to workers who are starving due to their lack of work shifts. Now that helps them much, but it's better than nothing. And so scoffs. Are there enforcers guilty of misappropriating the confiscated items? Yes. Those caught stealing receive severe punishments? Absolutely. Came across a drawing of a worker in red mask. What does it mean? It's a figure of local legend, known as Nemesis, protector of the poor and oppressed. Ever since I was a child, desperate people have been drawing his portrait on the walls, hoping to summon a defender to punish those who wronged them. Had 13 or so fools calling themselves Nemesis over the past 5 years. Just burden ourselves with them, just to be sure. Cultural heritage of the compartment is interesting. There's going to be exceptions of simple-minded serfs. I was attacked. Who dared? So let's mincing grouse, face fills with blood. Who dared? I'm only going to ask this once. How did wretches from the lower decks get their hands on a crate of autoguns? Autoguns? Purple spots appear on his face. Or take me. They couldn't have bypassed a security munitions train and walked away with the cargo without help from someone in the enforcers. Executed one reprobate who was trafficking in weapons not too long ago, but even that moron wasn't so greedy and stupid to arm the rabble of autoguns. There's another disarmed enforcer's name. I'll find them back and shove their head under a passing train. Foreman believes that the people who stole the autoguns are connected to Nemesis. Foreman, you wouldn't believe the kinds of thugs he welcomes at his vat. I agree that sympathizers and Nemesis' anarchic cause may be involved in his outrage, but I don't trust that Foreman character. He knows everyone in the bay. He sees everything, but he never informs on one of his own. He only complains about problems I'm already well aware of. I encountered mutants in the Pestilence Pit. Seemed to be under the influence of unholy powers. You went to the Pestilence Pit? You into the Pestilence Pit. Shaw stares off into the distance as he speaks. Pardon me, Lord Captain. I just can't even begin to find the words I would use if I had to tell the Master at Arms that you had perished in there. He rubs his temple wearily. The enforcers do regular checks to see if there are any dangerous blight-stricken rejects hiding at the bottom of the bay. I implore you, Lord Captain, leave this job to us. I have finished inspecting this bay. Captain raises a wary eyebrow. Will there be any orders based on the inspection's conclusions? Iconoclast, dogmatic, heretical. Satisfied in all regards, carrying on duties before, the source of all this compartment's woes are hunger and poverty, which are driving those boom. I'm sure you would have done something by now. Certain rules you have to follow that simply too limiting, isn't that right? Only horsemen are being ordered to the bay, establish an execution quota. Strip all corrupt the horses of the rank and burn away all crime. And the idlers would be given a job, and if they cannot do anything useful, servitorize them. Organize mandatory sermons and spread the word of faith. Workers are provided everything they need to service the freight line properly. Food and medicine will be delivered to the bay, and you are to demote any officers found to be abusing their authority to the status of workers. Iconoclast. Captain needs a moment to handle his confusion. Orders. Understood. Gain 35 minutes experience. Destiny Hunter gained the ability Educated Labor. Flagship's whole integrity increased by plus 10. The play in all sectors of the flagship increased by plus 1. Freight line workers study to the best of their ability, applying newly attained knowledge for the betterment of the ship. Thanks to that effort, logistical operations with the engineering base have become more efficient, which has opened up new opportunities for fortifying the ship's hull. Nice. Iconoclast up. Steadfast in your duty, Captain Rinswell. Emperor protects, Lord Captain. Captain, here to report. Your order has been carried out. The department's already operating according to the new procedure. Also, time passed 3 days.
Let us not dawdle.
It's great that some of you should be taught reading and writing. Like you see up all the time. We used to have to carry cargo on backs when we were just laborers. Can't imagine why you need them their letters and numbers, but you'll be studying until the brains come out of your ears. Me for studying. I got a huge noggin, see? Trained to be tech combat, light a candle for Lord Captain's hair. Well, thanks to his concerns that we've become more useful to the bay. Do they give us food? Sure, I'm ready to learn if they do.
I always keep my options open.
New promotion. Blair now be in charge of a whole work crew. Shame about the food player losing the spot, but I'm more of a food person myself. Yeah, can't like a food stomach for music, can you?
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Hold on, they aren't setting fire to our hovels. Horses have been muzzled, and now the rations are a whole card cheaper. God Emperor has heard our prayers and sent us a Lord Captain who cares about us small folk. But yeah, kind of full prayed for us to be taught letters. She'd asked for new shoes or some rations.
Always keep your eye on the price.
3 days later, and you're still here.
Is there money to be made?
Need this literacy 4. I don't know. I'd rather put letters back together than break my back working. Who knows? Perhaps Lord Captain will make us officers. That has been killing me for 2 days. Looking crates is easier than this.
Rush not dawdle.
Unexpected result.
So much for this house in the outskirts. This is an honor for us, Lord Captain. How's your life underneath the royal success? It's better. We appreciate care. We have half as many hungry and sick these days. The Emperor bless you for the mercy you've shown us.
I always have a backup plan.
Medicaid officers. The Emperor, for your malady is receding. Thank the Lord Captain for sending us here. Is it really? It's tormented me for so many years. I can finally have live a life without pain.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust. Always keep your eye on the prize.
Well, things seem to be good. Captain, sir, this bay has not caused any inconvenience. No, it is not.
I always keep my options open.
Logged. 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 Anyways. Woodship Bridge. Oh, that's some of the DLC stuff done. is the oh, not Abelard, Pascal. Oh, he's just up there, okay. Well, that's gonna be it for stream today. I went a lot later than I typically do, because I got caught up in the middle of all that, stuff. So, but that's gonna be it for today, because I am really tired. So, yeah. Well, anyways, that's gonna be it for today. Wait a second, didn't I get something new for here? Yeah, the Loyalist Garb. Swoops and nine. Actually, that would be really good for someone else. Honestly, for that would be good. Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be it for today. So, blah. What am I doing? I am. Sorry, I keep just blah. So that's gonna be it for stream today. I will be continuing Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader come next Thursday. My next stream will be Monday with Horizon Forbidden West going into the Burning Shores DLC. And yeah, all that said though, it's gonna be it for today. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow, etc. for helping out the channel and stuff. And save the game. And yeah, have a good time whatever time zone you're in. And bye for now.